site to sell food and snacks, and cigars will be available for purchase. Get your tickets today at SideshowSpirits.com. It's the Whiskey Carnival this Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Sideshow Spirits at 16th and P.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We're going to see a few showers around here for your Friday before we bring in a chance for some thunderstorms later on this evening into tonight. We'll get up to 76 for high temperature here today. That chance of thunderstorms will continue overnight. We'll drop down to a low temperature of 60 degrees. And then for your Saturday, 81 with, again, another chance for showers and thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity? Positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com.
Country music star Rodney Atkins will be performing at the Icebox on Friday, June 20th. Tickets start at $30 and doors open at 7 p.m. The capacity is only 3,000, so don't wait. Buy your tickets at LincolnStars.com today before it sells out.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at koppelcars.com. Stock numbers G121492. G187747 and G196599.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Gray. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to Friday. It is on and popping down here. We got my man Bach in the house, back from the Philippines. And he's a little sleep deprived, but we'll talk about that soon as well. We got Rafferty holding it down in H-Town. Swim, one lane, a.k.a. Skinnier One Lane, is on his way out west to see that Colorado Rockies game. Rafferty, what's it looking like in Huntsville this morning, my brother?
80 degrees, sunny, looking for storms tonight.
Dude, are you sure you're not in Seattle?
Sometimes I wonder, but I haven't seen any Nirvana or any of that grunge rock music. I haven't seen much of that down here.
Hey, you know who else is from Seattle? Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh, baby got back.
Sir Mix-a-Lot is from Seattle, man. Baby got back. Yeah, he's from Seattle. The late Quincy Jones is from Seattle. There's, of course, Sir Mix-a-Lot, of course, when he came out with that, man, it just went off the chains, man. Went off the chains. So, Raph, I'm curious, as much as rain as you get, man, if you're just not fooling us, man. And if I see the Space Needle behind you one of these days, I'm gonna know you lying, dog.
I'll be throwing fish down at the mall.
Hey, now, Raph, I could see you doing that, bro. I could see you tossing fish out there because they go, hey, and they throw the fish out there till you and catch them. The dude thought he was gonna. I had my Nebraska logo on pullover the last time I was there in the fall. In fact, Bach, it was right when I was there when Troy Dannon was being announced here.
Oh, okay.
That same afternoon, man. And it was weird, just like, man, I'm in Seattle where he was at, UW, and now I was where his country, where his old place was. But Bach, dude, I'm looking at you. Raff, this dude got back yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Right now in the Philippines is what, 11:08, something like that, p.m.?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to adjust. My flight, I had problems with a delay too, so I had to stay the night in Chicago. So it's been a battle.
So, Bach, how long you were gone for? What, 10 days?
It was about 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
Yeah. Well, and 2 of those days are travel time.
Okay. So you took off out of where? On the way out there?
Chicago. So I drove to Chicago.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah. Save a few $100 that way.
Yeah.
With the family anyways. And then, but the way out there wasn't too bad, but it is 20 hours of plane time, like air travel. And then you've got your layovers. So on the way back, it was same type of deal. I did 20 hours back, about 6 hours of layover time, 6 to 7 hours of that. And on my last, so I did all this to get back to Chicago. I'm 1 hour away, my last flight to get to Omaha. And that's the one that has trouble with it. And then I have to stay the night in Chicago. It was awful. I'm incredibly sleep deprived. I'm only here in spirit and in body. I don't know if my mind is completely here, but
dude, I'm looking at your eyes right now, and you're like looking through me right now.
Yeah.
Why is there 3 ADs over there? Well, Bach, 2 of the other black articles are chairs. So he keeps looking at that third chair, Raph. I'm like, that's not a person. I know I got all black on. Bach was like, man, this is going south already, man. So, Buck, I'm intrigued by that because I have never been on a flight that long. As much as I travel, I've never been on a flight that long. So you took off from the Philippines to where? I want this whole mapped out.
Yeah, from Manila. So basically, the Philippines is a bunch of different islands. So while I was over there, we visited a few islands. So I was doing a little plane hopping over there. But to get back, I had to travel to Manila, but we stayed there for about 3 days before travel. So that didn't really factor into this. But in any case, so I went from Manila to Tokyo. That's about 5 hours. And then I had like a 3-hour delay in Tokyo.
A delay in Tokyo.
Not delay, excuse me. Layover.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the big one is to go across the Pacific Ocean there. So that takes about 9 hours from Tokyo to San Francisco. And then I had another 2 or 3 hours layover there. And then
San Francisco's got an awesome airport, though. I will say that San Francisco's got
I've
a nice
never
airport.
been less happy to be in California. I noticed that. Like, I love traveling to California, but after 14 hours of flight, I was not impressed. And then but there was another 5 hours to Chicago, and then I had one more, and then I was going to be done. Then I was going to be home sweet home.
And then they stick you up at a hotel about 8 miles away from the airport
At midnight, yeah, and they tell me I can come back. They don't even tell me. So they gave me some meal vouchers and a hotel voucher, but they didn't give me a time to come back. They're just like, yeah, we'll figure it out tomorrow. It's like midnight. I'm like, what? What am I supposed to do? It was like the last person there working.
Hey, that last person is never in a good mood.
No, they were not happy to see me. And then, so I was supposed to, I don't know where I am. I'm in the middle of the O'Hare Airport, the giant airport. And they tell me, I give this guy a call. He's supposed to pick me up and shuttle me to the hotel. And that, I just couldn't understand. I didn't know what he was saying.
Right.
So I just kind of, I just puttered around for half an hour in the middle of Chicago and eventually I just took a lift and said, screw it. I'm just getting there.
So what time did you get up in that next morning then? Thursday morning, right?
Yeah, it was like 6 or something because I wanted to get as soon as I could to the airport so I could just get better options and get home. And I did. And ultimately, it might have been a little bit of a blessing because my welcome home was kind of cool because I just walk. It's like I've never been so happy to be back in Nebraska for one. I was just like, thank God I'm finally here. But it was just kind of weird. It was like over in the Philippines, I didn't really know anybody, right? And I didn't look like everybody, right? Like,
you gotta stand out in the
right?
Philippines.
Yeah, I could have stood out in the Philippines. And so I get back to Nebraska, and it's like, all right, well, it's kind of cool to be back. And immediately, I'm out waiting for my ride to come pick me up. Demorne Pearson, of all people, it comes up and he's picking somebody up at the airport.
Oh, sweet!
I'm like, that's kind of cool. I go home, and then I was like, all right, well, now I got to go get some gas at the gas station. I run into Steve Sipple at the gas station. I'm like, well, I guess I'm here back in Lincoln. Here it is.
Dude, you had an adventure, man. I mean, so you get so you're done today about 3:00. Are you going to try to just get to bed or just try to stay up until like 8 or 9, try to get back on system?
See, that was what I did yesterday. I tried to get back on system. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm just going to try to kind of shock my body because it's kind of the opposite. The last 2.5 weeks I've been up at nighttime here and the daytime over there. So it's a shock to the system. And for some reason I can't sleep all that well, even though that's the only thing I need.
You're so tired. Sometimes, at least for me, when I'm that tired, it's hard to even get to sleep.
Yeah.
Try some Benadryl, man.
Yeah, maybe. So I only slept like 5 hours last night. A lot of like rolling around and thinking about wanting to sleep.
You're in bed. Be nice if I could go to sleep here.
Yeah, I really want to sleep so I can get back on schedule here, but it's going to be a little tough.
Rav, and I'm up here. I'm thinking about my little puddle jumper flight to Cody, Wyoming here this afternoon. I don't think I'll be getting stuck for hours anywhere, bro. Oh, man. Raff, what you got this afternoon, man?
I am getting my television put up on the deck. So that's
nice.
I've been looking forward to that. I was kind of thinking about getting a donut. It's National Donut Day today. So I don't know. Maybe I need a donut. Oh, yeah.
Dude, are they just making some of these days up, man? I mean, just somebody just likes donuts and all of a sudden says, I'm just going to just tweet this or put it on social media and see if it catches fire. National Donut Day. Texters, let us know if you've heard of this, how long it's been going on. I've been hearing some days that I've never heard of. National Left-Handers Day. I was like, what are you talking about, man? Ambidextrous Day. All these different holidays that are going on. I have no idea about any of them that's popping. No idea.
Well, I was confused this morning because Tracy's like, I really don't like donuts. And I was like, I wonder why she was talking about donuts. And then after she left for work, I came across it was National Donut Day. And I was like, that's why she was talking about donuts this morning.
It's a little bit striking, though, too, because donuts are about and I have a similar opinion I do about donuts as bacon, which is, I'm sorry to say this on National Donut Day of all days, but I think they're a little bit overrated, but I mean that they almost unanimously liked. So to hear that she also does not, feels that donuts may be a little bit overrated is, hey, I got some company here.
I can't eat donuts in the morning early. It's just that much sugar, that fat in the morning. that would throw me in a kind of a different state. My stomach would hurt. And I mean, I'm not saying I never can, but it's got to be like mid-morning if I was going to snag a donut. I mean, I can't eat it. Now on the weekends, I can eat a hearty breakfast, like brunch type, not 10 o'clock, something like that. But knocking out donuts like at 6 a.m, 7, 8, 9, even when they're here at the station, I can't eat those things, man. And it's not because I'm like, oh, I don't eat that. No, my stomach would be messed up eating that much sugar that early.
See, for me, I could do glazed. I like glazed donuts, but once you get to like 700 sprinkles and a chocolate chip cookie on it, that's too much. That's too much of a donut.
700 sprinkles. Chris in Lincoln, what's up, brother? He goes, Dunkin' Donuts probably created it, and I would not doubt it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I would not doubt it. Big Bird, good morning to you. He goes, man, did Bach rent a car to Chicago, or how'd you get to Chicago?
Yeah, just rent a car.
I like that. Yeah, and that must made it easy, too, just a one-way rental, then all the way just flying back.
Yeah.
So you flew back in Omaha or Lincoln?
Yeah, flew back in Omaha.
Nice. Cubsker, good morning. He goes, I can't eat donuts early, but before closing time, when they're half price, I can down 6 or 7 of them. Yeah, I can knock some donuts out late afternoon or even in the evening, man. I could eat. Have you ever heated up a glazed donut?
I have not.
Raff, how good is that, dude?
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, you got to put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds. One time I forgot it in there. That joker became like a cert. There wasn't much of it left, man. Folks, we got a full day for you today. There's something that's taken place in the NFL to a team I'm quite fond of. I have my opinions on it. I know Bach will have his. Raff will have his. Want to hear yours as well when we discuss it. Just Google Pittsburgh and you'll know what I'm talking about. Even if you're a casual fan, you know what I'm alluding to on that. NBA action was last night, and I tell you what, there's some team that is sick this morning as far as that goes. But last night, too, guys, before we go, we got time. College World Series last night in softball. There in Oklahoma City, Texas Tech evened it up 4-3. Rav, that young lady, the $1 million pitcher, bro, she's no joke. And I watched the highlights this morning of it, and dude, it was pretty dramatic last night, man. It was pretty dramatic. Did you guys check out the highlights at all?
Yep.
Like you only slept an hour and a half. So what were you doing? He's like, I watched that. I watched the NBA Finals. Raffy, did you watch it at all, Raff? The highlights at all, or even the game?
Yeah, I saw the highlights. The way she got out of that with a runner on third base. Then I saw some quarterback for the Chiefs there. Roll my eyes. Yay.
Raff, let me ask you this, man. Do you really dislike Mahomes that much?
Nah, I like Mahomes. I think he's a great player, but he's a Chief, so we can't like him.
You say he's a cheat or a chief?
A Chief. He's a Kansas City Chief. Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it's got to be. I mean, he plays for the Chiefs, so I can't like him. I mean, that was like the big thing with Colorado and Deion Sanders. It's like he coaches for Colorado. I can't like him. It's like that's just ingrained in me. So it's just the way it's got to be. Like for instance, well, no, I can't make that comparison anymore. Sorry, AD.
What's that?
I was going to make an Aaron Rodgers comparison, but I can't do those no more because now he's your favorite player.
Oh gosh, I'm still, I'm not even going to say anything because I have to process this whole thing still, man. It is not my phone. I'm not going to even say much because my phone blew up like crazy when it was announced. I mean, literally, there were probably 25 text messages on my phone. I was on a Zoom and just like, and I just put it on, do not disturb after a while. And I knew it was going on because, I got about at least 6 Steelers sites, Twitter pages, Instagram apart. So you always get alerted. And I'm like, it's done. It's done. But nevertheless, that series is tied 1-1 with Texas Tech in Texas. They won 4-3 last night to tie that up. You guys, who do you like tonight? Bach, who do you like tonight with Texas and Texas Tech, man?
I'm definitely cheering for Texas Tech. This is it's crazy because Texas Tech is now all of a sudden this kind of NIL world player, and they're building up all their sports basically, and softball part of it, like you kind of mentioned there. But is there any better path for Texas Tech than to knock off Oklahoma and then beat Texas?
Bro.
This is just perfectly staged for the best story storybook for Texas Tech. They've already had the storybook season. It all can end tonight with one last part, the grand finale, and I hope it does. And then the other opposite reason is because the other option would be Texas, and I'm not going to cheer for Texas for all the reasons that Chris Raff just mentioned about his cheering interest. So definitely cheered for Texas Tech.
Raff, who are you going with tonight? Who do you think pulls this out, man?
Tonight, me and Patrick Mahomes are on the same team. Unless Jackson Mahomes shows up, then all bets off.
Jackson Mahomes has kind of been in the basement. Remember that movie Goonies?
Oh yeah.
Remember that movie? Remember they kept that dude in the basement locked up all the time, man?
Slav.
What was his name? What was his name, Rav? Slav. Well, I've not seen that dude, man. I think he just kind of stepped away from, and it was much needed.
Yeah,
to step away from the social media, to get out of the limelight. I think Patrick may have had a talk with the whole family, like, look, man, we got to cut this mess out. Y'all got to cut this mess out because you're messing up my groove right here. I'm getting tired of answering questions that don't relate to football, So, but yeah, I would love to see Texas Tech get this done. Have either one of you guys ever been to Lubbock? Raff, you been to Lubbock before?
Yep, sure have.
Have you been to Lubbock?
I've not been to Lubbock. I'd like to make a trip there.
Lubbock, when I flew in there, I swore when I got off the plane, I heard wah wah wah.
Yeah.
That old Western wah wah wah. There was tumbleweed growing. Yeah. Those are some cool folks down in Lubbock, though, man. I had a good time down there. And to your point, Bach and Raff both, Texas Tech, obviously with the arrival of Najee Kennedy, I mean, that was a game changer. You're paying a person $1 million, but the focus has been on her. But this has been a collective effort, gentlemen. Would you guys agree to that?
Yeah, I concur with that. I mean, but it goes back to, that one person can change, the tides of a program. I mean, look at Jordy Ball for Nebraska. I mean, the comparisons are very similar between Nebraska and Texas Tech.
I want Texas Tech, and see, I'm probably a different Husker in that I don't despise Texas. I just don't, because they win. Unlike that other school to the east of us, other state. I mean, I don't like when someone tries to talk themselves into being relevant. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and I'm not saying that team to the east is not relevant in particular sports, because they are. Texas, though, I kind of like the bravado. Years ago, I was in Tyler, Texas, the home of former Husker William Washington. Was in Tyler, Texas, and I was at a Cracker Barrel. Bach and Raff, they had, Raff, I know you know the story, they had a T-shirt that says, "We're not arrogant, we're that good." And I laughed, but I'm like, well, they ain't lying. I mean, so I know I'm different, Tex Lion. And obviously I can still see James Brown running down the sideline against us, against Nebraska. And of course, when Mac Brown tells the ref to put some more time back on the clock and they hose us out of the game, we're shoe dominated. I don't like things like that. I don't like how they basically try to create their own network, hence why Nebraska jettisoned to the Big Ten, which is one of the main reasons, because the Longhorn Network, etc. But at the same time, they've done those things because they're Texas. Now, I know that's a catch-22. It makes you hate. For me, it's kind of like, what, they do win, but it's kind of like, yeah, you great poupon eating mother.
I say all these reasons you're mentioning now, like why you like them. It's like, yeah, that's why I hate them. That's another reason I hate them.
That's another reason why I hate them.
Another good point.
You got to laugh, he talks how he dislikes the team to the east because they don't win anything, and then he makes like 9 reasons for why, but he still likes Texas.
But the story, like you mentioned, Raff and Bach, the story would be a Hollywood script. You got this sleepy town outside of Big Brother, Texas, away from the notoriety. They're in their nemesis' backyard. They're in their state and beat Oklahoma. For them to win, I think, as far as college women's softball, and I'm not saying I'm this aficionado that knows, 30 years of history of college women's softball, but I do know enough to know a few years ago, wasn't nobody talking about Texas Tech.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For them to basically just come out of nowhere and do this would be phenomenal. And as much as I don't dislike Texas, I have no problem with them losing either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shedding any tears when Texas loses by any stretch, and hearing that dumb fight song with the hook 'em horn stuff going on. But I would love to see Texas Tech pull this out. And I just think it's good for the It's just good for college softball, man. I'd love to see it.
And you're going to have a lot of young ladies in the future that are going to thank Texas Tech, because by signing her to $1 million NIL, I mean, that's just going to open it up for down the line in the future. So
that's a great point, man. That's a great point. It's kind of like when these quarterbacks started signing these massive deals, you kind of set the price range right now. You kind of set the what the payout could possibly be. Obviously, you have to bring that same type of ability the candidate has, but at the same time, it shows you it's possible. So Texas Tech versus Texas tonight. This is the final game down in one of the most beautiful venues to play softball in the country in Texas. Obviously, Oklahoma State, they've invested a lot of money in that facility, so that'll be a good game to watch tonight. When we come back, folks, there is a team that is absolutely sick to their stomach. They're also in Oklahoma. We'll talk about that when we come back. We got Buck holding it down. We're going to inject some coffee in his system, do something of that nature. We got Raff holding it down, and he says Huntsville, but I think that brother in Seattle. We'll come back and talk.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Make plans to attend the Nebraska Whiskey Carnival this Saturday at Sideshow Spirits in Lincoln. This unique one-day festival highlights Nebraska distilleries, local vendors, and chill music. A general admission ticket gets you a custom tasting glass and free samples from the distillery booths. Food trucks will be on site to sell food and snacks, and cigars will be available for purchase. Get your tickets today at SideshowSpirits.com. It's the Whiskey Carnival this Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Sideshow Spirits at 16th and P.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try their brand new S'mores Cold Brew with graham cracker cold foam. Also try a S'mores croissant and add cake batter cream cheese to any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Make your move fun and easy with the help of Movers and Shakers. Movers and Shakers is homegrown, female-led, and ready to help make your transition to a new space as seamless as possible. They excel at residential and commercial moving jobs, as well as offer home cleanouts and junk removal services. Moving into a new place is stressful enough, so let Movers and Shakers ease the transition. Give them a call today at 712-899-6265 or book your move online at www.moversandShakersNE.com today.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Country music star Rodney Atkins will be performing at the Icebox on Friday, June 20th. Tickets start at $30 and doors open at 7 p.m. The capacity is only 3,000, so don't wait. Buy your tickets at LincolnStars.com today before it sells out. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, goody, it's getting sunny here downtown at 1040 O Street. Folks, we got a hopping place back there. There's a number of people having meetings, coffee, reading books, journaling, looking out windows, all of the above. So the sun is creeping out here in the capital city, which is a very good thing on this Friday. Raff, this week seem like it's gone fast for you? Seem like it's been a fast week?
Yeah, very fast. Super fast.
Yeah, it just seemed like this week has just skated by, man. Did we have Monday off? Was Monday wasn't Memorial Day, was it? No, not
last week.
That was last week. I'm really messed up as far as I was like, that was a month ago. Were you in the Philippines with Bach? Bach, for the sake of conversation, before we get to the NBA, me, Raff, and Swim had a very spirited conversation, speaking of Texas Tech, on if Mike Leach should be in the Hall of Fame in football. And the Hall of Fame and the powers that be are considering lowering it from 60% to what, Raff, 55 or something like that?
59.5, I believe.
59.5, which happens to be his exact winning percentage. Bach, what is your take on that? Because what's your take? Should they keep it at 60, or should they look at other things other than winning percentages? So they look at impact on the game. So they look at influence. So they look at overall scope of career. Do you think they should lower the what is the standard? They say 60% of games you should win. Do you think that should be the only indicator for a coach to be in the Hall of Fame?
No, I don't. Because I believe, especially in Mike Leach's situation, that doesn't tell the whole story, right? I mean, that's kind of what Matt Rule's doing here. He's had less than 500 ball, and we're all excited going into year 3 because part of the story is he's turning around a less than 500 program, and that's kind of what Mike Leach's situations have been. Texas Tech and Washington State, he didn't really take. I throw Mississippi State in there, I guess, as well. These aren't powerhouses, they're not the top of their game when they're hiring them, obviously, with coaching transitions. He's just a guy that I always would have liked to have seen. I love the Bill Snyders that stick around, Frank Beamers, and just change the culture of places and make them football schools, or what we can kind of think of as powerhouses at their times. And you always wonder what those type of guys would have, what they would do if they did get an Ohio State job or a Texas job or something like that. So I don't think it tells the whole story. And Mike Leach specifically, I mean, it is just a genius and an innovator of the air raid offense, which completely has changed, partially college football. That's part of the story of college football. And that's what a lot of people would kind of fall back on. If you're part of the story of college football, if it can't be completely taught, or talked about without you, then you probably belong in the Hall of Fame conversation.
The great point that you bring up is, and it was something that stuck out to me, and this is no knock on, what Saban and the other guys have done, but you look at Saban, his bigger teams, Michigan State. Okay, well, you kind of got some resources at Michigan State. LSU, no brainer. Alabama, no brainer. Not dissuading what he did, not taking any away from the national championships he has. But you look at a guy like Leach, Washington State, Mississippi State, Texas Tech, those schools. But I was just curious on yours because Swim, he had some spittle that developed on his bottom lip.
Was anybody anti? Let's think, hey, no, let's not take it down. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were some that were anti, and there were some that got it. That's what I love. Talk radio on sports when there's debatable topics where everyone brings a valid point, because none of the points were invalid. I loved it. I'll have to go back and look at it sometime. But Swim, he was about as red as his countertop. He got hyped up, didn't he, Raff?
Oh yeah, he was like, "Not
Raff,
extend the goalposts. You can't make them wider."
He got pissed, man. And his little cheeks, little chubby little cheeks got a little wired. Like, you stop that little Swimmy before I give you a pacifier.
I do appreciate, though, like Hall of Fame specifically, and Chris, you'll know what I'm talking about because you're a wrestling fan. The WWE Hall of Fame, they let anybody in. Like,
are you serious?
Just after a while, it's just like, 20 years ago, and there's certain guys that they might be fun characters, but they're not like 4-time world champs or anything.
Right.
And so, it kind of devalues the Hall of Fame a little bit. I like Hall of Fames that are very strict, and I think Major League Baseball kind of gets in their own way. We're seeing maybe Pete Rose might be able to. They go a little bit too far with it in my mind, because now you're excluding guys that, again, are part of the story of Major League Baseball. Your all-time home runs leader, all-time hits leader, for different reasons not being allowed in. So there's a lot of room to debate about different, like NFL. It's hard to get in. There's, we have the Roger Craig conversation all the time.
Chuck Foreman.
Yeah. But even like an Ahman Green was a Packers all-time leading rusher, 4-time, Pro Bowler, 2003, maybe would have won the MVP if Jamal Lewis didn't go crazy that year. And there's not, like, even though he's that darn good, there's not like this blow up about him not getting in the Hall of Fame, because the Hall of Fame in the NFL is really hard to get into.
And you know what pisses me off about how the NFL does it, and Raff, me and you have had this discussion ad nauseum. They're bringing in things that have nothing to do with the sport. And I'm not talking illegal activity. I'm talking about you have these biases by some of the voters. Well, he wasn't nice to me a few times in the locker room. He wasn't pleasant to deal with. But we're not talking about a personality contest. What did that person do on the, you know what I'm saying, Raff?
Oh, no, I totally agree. I was just thinking more, with the media too. Like, you think about it, like we were there. We saw Roger Craig play. We saw what he brought to the San Francisco 49ers West Coast offense. However, now you have the media. Now you're getting younger media and that never saw Roger Craig play. So what they're doing is they're just looking at his career statistics and going, oh, he only had 8,900 yards rushing. Oh, he only had, 7,400 yards receiving. Well, that's, okay, but it's not, he doesn't have over 10,000 yards rushing. He doesn't have, it just upsets me that look at their careers. That, like, it goes back to the College Football Hall of Fame and the coaching. Like the 60% thing, like from the get-go, I was just like, just take that away, because look at Coach Solich, for instance. He's in the Hall of Fame, which I believe he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, but he was a 63% winning percentage. So you're telling me if it his rebuild at Ohio, it might have took a few more games to get his feet underneath him, and he would have finished at, say, 59.1%. Oh, sorry, you're not a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, that's That's why the 60% thing bugs me. I'm like, just leave it completely open. Leave it, give everybody the opportunity to be voted in the Hall of Fame.
And to your point, Raff, overall impact on the game. Like you mentioned, Bach, you can't tell a story of modern day college football without mentioning his fingerprints being somewhere in it. The thing with Roger Craig, taking nothing away from McCaffrey, phenomenal. Taking nothing away from Ricky Waters back in the day, phenomenal. Taking nothing away from Marshall Faulk back in the day, phenomenal. But Roger Craig was rushing and catching yards before some of those guys were even born. So he literally was the Grand Poobah. Remember the Flintstones? The Grand Poobah. He was the Grand Poobah of the running back, of the dual threat running back. I just
Look at Chuck Foreman.
Good.
Look at Chuck Foreman. Chuck Foreman, he was the guy who was way ahead of his time. Like Roger Craig's the one that brought the attention because he put up the 1,000. But if you look back at Chuck Foreman and what he did for his team, we're looking back earlier this week with the passing away of Jim Marshall. You talk to anybody on that Vikings team, they say he was the heartbeat of the team, and he never made it into the Hall of Fame. It's stuff like that that really bugs me, especially when they were playing and they were always referred to as and future Hall of Famer Roger Craig. I mean, go back and listen to Pat Summerhall and John Madden talk about Roger Craig, and then tell me he's not a Hall of Famer. Go back and listen to what people said about Chuck Foreman. And it's frustrating stuff like that just it gets in my craw a little bit. And then you're putting some guys. I mean, anybody that gets in the Hall of Fame, I congratulate them greatly. But there's guys, in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame that you put Harold Baines in the Hall of Fame, which congratulations, Harold. I'm glad you're a Hall of Famer. But Dale Murphy and Don Mattingly were better, if not better, so it's just frustrating that why these players get left out.
Roger Craig, and you think about how long Roger's been retired now, and I was trying to look it up to be sure, but Roger
been 92, probably 93.
93. I don't even think it was 93. It might have been 92 if you can find that Buck when he's been gone for a long time. Basically, he was retired what year was it?
So 93, he played his final 2 years in Minnesota, and so
1993.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling to me on that. Real quick, you guys, we got off on that tangent, which was a great tangent to get off on. Bach, you being the aficionado, and Raff, we were both watching this game last night. So, Raff, I'll let you go first. Are you surprised that once again Halliburton put a nail in the coffin?
Yes, I'm very surprised. I'm so surprised that I might have went to bed and called it a game for Oklahoma City.
Fair enough.
They were ahead. I mean, they were up. I mean, what was it? They were 181-0, went up by that much. I mean, it was over. And then
they were down 15 points to start the third quarter.
Yes, it was.
So I don't blame you.
And when you have those dogs getting up at 5 a.m, you've got to go to bed early.
I stayed up past my bedtime. I was on the deck at home last night. I was, shutting. Me and Raff call it Club Coronado. I shut it down, and I was talking to Aiken about 10:30, and we're just kind of going over this. Now check this out, Bot. This is Eastern Conference Finals. This is the number of time he's done it. Game 1, they beat the Knicks. I forget, you don't care about them, but Rico does.
Yeah.
138-135 overtime. The next time that he did it to him, Game 2, Pacers versus Cavs, 119, 48 seconds left where he hits that shot. Game 5 in the first round versus the Pacers, 119-118 over the Bucks. The next time he did, so he did that many times. The Pacers, to me, are like a roach that you stepped on, and you come back in the garage and that joker then crawled away. You're like, I thought that joker was dead. Buck, you being the aficionado, were you shocked by this at all? And how important is it going to be for OKC to look at that tape and then throw it away and burn it?
Well, it's interesting. It reminds me, because they're such a heavy underdog. It reminds me of the game in the moment that AI stepped over Tron Lue, which is it's put up there in all-time basketball lore. But it was the only game that Philadelphia won in that series. But that's why it was such a big deal. They're such a big underdog, and they started the series that way, but they were never able to get another win in that series. And that's kind of what Indiana's facing. They're such a big underdog in the series, and they just trailed the whole time in that game. To Raff's point, their teams are now 1-182 in the NBA Finals since 1971.
What's that number again?
When trailing by 9 or more points in under 3 minutes. 1 in 182. Had not happened yet. And then Halliburton, I mean, this guy is just in clutch time situation for a guy. Again, the story continues to be he was voted the most overrated player by his peers, and then has went on this run of just having ice in his veins. That game 1 against the Knicks, I wasn't here to comment on that. That might have been the best basketball game I've ever seen. That had everything. Insane. And then last night, the same type of thing. And just the story of what it is where, he's going to get the final shot. You could tell. But in basketball nowadays, we know it's the 3-point game, or you want to get to the basket, and he pulls up for a long 2. Partially it's going to be tough to defend because you're almost not expecting. It's almost what you want, but he's still, he can score from anywhere on the court.
Anywhere.
You might, it might not work in analytics, but it works right then when you need a bucket. And so it's just a beautiful story. And some people, I know SGA is the free throw merchant, right? So I understand arguments about style and stuff like that. They want to see bigger names in the NBA Finals. This Pacers team is about as fun of a team as the NBA has had in a long time, of just kind of, they might not have superstars, but they've got a heck of a players and just a good chemistry and a team that work with Rick Carlisle, and just a lot of stories melding together to be, to make this interesting. And so again, you kind of get into this point of like, well, should they still be favored to win games here and there? Probably not, but we've seen throughout these playoffs, the favorites aren't always winning.
No. Buck, what you said, that the key thing, I think what you said, at least to me, was the chemistry. It's undeniable. They have shown that during this entire playoff run. And I personally think that Halliburton, along with his other teammates, have taken it personal. It's kind of like Jordan and The Last Dance. And I took that personal. I think the entire team of Indiana took it personal, because you know what? They don't care, because Halliburton can hit you for 14 last night, but can also drop a 30-piece on you if need be. He is one of the best distributors in basketball that I've seen in a long time. He's like, okay, underrated. Watch this. We're going to do this together. And they've done it collectively each night. Someone has stepped up in each one of these series, and here they are, up 1-0. That's what you want to do. You just want to steal one in these first 2 games you can, and they stole one. So it's going to be imperative that OKC shakes this off quickly, because I'm going to tell you something right now. They sure as heck better not go back to Indiana down 2 games. They better not do that. As good as OKC is and SGA and company, I don't care who you are. You don't want to go down 0-2 against a team that is hot as Indiana is right now. Folks, when we come back, we're going to have some history. And at 10 o'clock, we're going to talk about the team way out east. Wears the same colors as that team next to us to the east. But I got a lot better taste in my mouth when I talk about the other team way out east. It's The Drive. We got Bach holding it down. We got Rafferty here. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers, as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry, as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at cobblecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G187747, and G196599.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer. Usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We're going to see a few showers around here for your Friday before we bring in a chance for some thunderstorms later on this evening into tonight. We'll get up to 76 for high temperature here today. That chance of thunderstorms will continue overnight. We'll drop down to a low temperature of 60 degrees. And then for your Saturday, 81 with, again, another chance for showers and thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
The weekend is here, and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. Hold it down. I think Swim. Raff, he should pretty close to North Platte by this point, shouldn't he? They left on time?
Yep. If he left when he said he did, they should be probably close, if not through.
No, hey, Raff, is that at that Sinclair gas station? Is that where you get on that dinosaur?
You better believe it.
Raff has got a picture of him on top of that Sinclair dinosaur. And I swear that dinosaur said, bruh.
First time in 10 years that dinosaur will not have a sore back. So,
yeah. Well, folks, this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. In 2020 in Husker history, this was kind of preface of what was going to take place in a few years after this. Despite being on the verge of becoming Nebraska's all-time leading receiver, J.D. Spillman says, I'm out.
That was a major blow, wasn't it? Where did he go to TCU? Is that where he went to school?
Yeah, surprisingly, that was part of the story too. Is just didn't do well there, which was surprising. It was like he was going to be Nebraska's all-time leading receiver, left, and just his career just kind of evaporated.
I mean, I still makes me just curious. I've never dug into it. I don't ask. Just with the guys who were there at that time. I mean, these guys, I mean, I'm gonna look at these kids' dad. I mean, so I'm like, hey, what happened again? It's like, dude, who are you, old man? You know? But I've always been curious, Rav, about that situation of why he decided to leave. Do you have any opinions on that, man?
I'm not sure. You know, it was kind of a head scratcher, not just for at the time, but just for his future, because when you're the leading receiver in the history of Nebraska football, that opens up a lot of doors, you know, not only just name recognition, but, you know, career wise, just being known throughout the state. I mean, look at Kenny Bell, for instance. I mean, Kenny was what, top 5 receiver in Husker history. And I mean, look what that's done for him, and not just through it in Husker Nation, but working for the Big Ten Network and just all the stuff that, you know, might have been open to JD if he would have stayed, you know, that senior year.
You know, Raff, that's a great comparison because KB, little bro, little Bill is what I call. I keep in touch with Kenny, and I'm just, and not saying I'm any less proud of JD, but I don't know JD. But Kenny has done, to your point, he has done tremendously well. His name and the signature afro brought back the Wander Mons look from back in the 70s. You know, that'll be in Husker lore forever. You know, the things he did here, and more than the one-headed catch he snagged, and he snagged a lot of catches. The thing that stands out to me is how much he laid that guy out from Wisconsin on that clean block, might I add. But yeah, to your point, Raff, I think JD could have had that same type of thing, and I guess obviously wish them both well, and they're doing well. JD, I know for sure, but like I said, I wish him well. But it's definitely a head scratcher for me, and interesting that he decided to opt out. But every kid's got their thing, though, man. Like I said, when somebody chooses to leave, I'm never gonna be one that's like, "What is you doing?" Hey, you know what? I did some things at 21 years old. Heck, I did some things yesterday I questioned. You know, so I love at 20 years old, 21. You know.
And I have to go back and look, but 2019 is kind of ringing out to be. So he had 830 yards in year 1, 818 in year 2, and 898 in his third year at Nebraska. Never totaled the next 2 seasons combined at TCU, not more than 200 yards
combined.
So that was kind of strange. But I think in 2019, that might have been the last year. I can't remember if he led the team that year. But I think that might have been the last time a guy led the team without transferring in receiving for Nebraska.
Wow.
Because I think that started the streak where it was Toure,
right,
and then it was it just kind of bounced around.
Palmer, etc.
Yeah, even Billy Kemp, I think, as far as wide receivers. So then obviously this past year and moving forward, it looks like transfer wide receiver is going to continue that.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of interesting to think of that name and how long ago that was, and think might have been the last time they had the leading receiver from the previous year on the Nebraska roster.
You guys, you bring up a good point there, Buck, in that, Raff, think about this. In light of the landscape of college sports, in particular in football, in basketball as well, but in particular in football, since we're on that topic, there's going to be a lot of school records going to be safe at a lot of schools because the guy is leaving so quickly. Would you agree to that? Or what's your take on that, man?
Yep, I concur on that. Definitely. You will see a lot of those career records will probably remain intact.
Yeah, when you're only there for a year or two, you got someone who was there 4.
Well, now the other thing is there was guys that were at schools for 6 and 7 years for some reason.
He played with my dad.
You're gonna see your single season records. You're gonna see a lot of them fall because you'll have those teams playing 16 games.
Absolutely. Raff, what you got, my man?
I have quick history today. I was going to do some live in PJ, but that's still a mess, so I'm not even going to bring that up. My history today is this. Aaron Davis, I don't know if you saw this morning, but our buddy, our friend, Kevin Brown, made you the poster boy this morning. We are 83 days away from Nebraska football. 83 days.
Who did what? Because you cut off for a second. Who did what?
Kevin Brown. He does that. Days till Nebraska football. Well, you are the poster boy today.
Here's a countdown.
Oh, number 83. Wow. You know, I still got a few jerseys that are missing. Just thinking about my jerseys. I think my daughter snagged one for one of her sorority parties. I'm glad you brought that up, right? I need to check on my jerseys, man, and see where those things are at.
I have to think too, because I've seen some of those countdowns, like the Kyle Vandenbosch of the world, Terrence Nunn.
Yeah,
I think of the best 83s in Nebraska.
It wasn't Aaron Davis. It always cracks me up. And Raff has heard the story, Bach, but I'll be somewhere speaking, or I'll just be somewhere. Aaron Davis, Aaron Davis. Yeah. I'm like, you don't. I even start talks like this. If you remember Aaron Davis playing football for Nebraska, you're a sick Husker fan and you need therapy. All right? You stayed way after the game was over.
Deep into the program.
Usually when I got in, I was about 8 hot dogs deep. Oh, yeah. Stories of Raff. Raff, you tell the story, man. You tell it better than I do with Coach Osborne, man.
Oh, Coach. You spoke for the teammates at Memorial Stadium a couple years back, and so AD gets up and he has to do all the introductions or whatever, and he forgets he introduces all the teammates people, but he forgets Coach Osborne, and the time comes for Coach Osborne to come up and speak, and Coach Osborne grabs the microphone, and AD goes, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Coach, I forgot to introduce you." And Coach Osborne goes, "Yeah, well, there were a few games where I kind of forgot to put you in the game."
That's awesome.
Every time I'd be by him on the game, be late in the game. Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach, put me in, Coach. Put me in, Coach. Hey, D. One game I got in early, man, and Brooke Behringer, God rest his soul. And I wasn't prepared at all. I wasn't expecting to get in the game. Coach Brown, AD. I think, what's my some waters and Gatorade? What's going on here? You're gonna mess up my me time, all right?
Yeah.
I get up there, Coach Osborne gives me this play, man, and it was like a preface for a book. It was so long. I go in the huddle because I was still trying to get my mouthpiece in, man. My shoulder pads weren't even strapped on. I look at Brooke and I gave him a play, and he just looked at me and laughed. He goes, "AD, we don't even have that play." And Brooke laughed, and he audibled out of it. Thank God. He's literally, I can see his face looking down on the yard line, and I'm lined up as a receiver, and he just shakes his head and smiles at me. And he checked out of it. I go back to the huddle. I said, "Brooke, thanks." He started dying laughing. I go to the sideline, and Coach Brown goes, "Hey, D, you're calling plays we don't even have in our repertoire."
And oh yeah, AD, you have some mustard on your mouth.
Yeah. I went like this. I'm like, "Coach, you got to understand, man. I'm used to running plays off cards Monday through Friday, all right?" Eric, I feel you, dog. Eric says, "Man, I was number 83 too, man. I appreciate that one, man." 83 as well. Yeah, I don't know my number anymore, but nevertheless, folks, we come back. There's a number we do know, and it's been 8 long years since the Steelers have won a playoff game. Does Rodgers change that? And I want to ask you to the text line, folks, as well. If you're a teammate of Rodgers now, what's your feelings on it? Are you waiting for the the circus to come? We'll talk about it when we come back. Also, it's a big recruiting weekend for Nebraska football. We'll go on that list of guys as well. It's The Drive. We'll be right back.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, you won't want to miss this exclusive offer. Deal ends June 13th.
See Club for details.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Go hog wild, pit barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at gohogwild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Grain. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. It's been a lot of fun banter and going down memory lane. Bach brought up a good point, though, man, about the weather. You know, because he's been gone for some time. He was asking about the rain, and just letting him know we've been getting our fair share of rain. And Bach, you prefer a rainy day over a blazing hot one, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I like rainy days.
Rainy days. So, like, how many? You like consecutive rainy days, or just like?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I don't think outside of you're talking about Seattle, outside of maybe living in Seattle where it's like maybe 14 days straight. But I probably do like 5 out of 6 or 7 days and still like it.
He moved down with Raff in Huntsville.
Yeah,
That's what he's been getting down there, man. Raff was like, whoa, I don't want that mojo, man. Well, folks, Pittsburgh, after an 85-day dance with Rodgers, because first, Rodgers was released, technically it was 70 days, but he was released by the Jets 85 days ago. And then the Vikings pledged their loyalty to their second-year pro, J.J. McCarthy, they brought in. And that was, for a while, that was the conversation, Raff. Is he going to be, okay, are they going to bring him into Minnesota? Because it seemed like there was a standstill, still with there. There was nothing answered there. And then the Giants was also looking like an option. Of course, they opted to sign Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson in free agency. And then they also took in Jackson Dart for good measure as well. So finally, after 70 days, he makes the announcement yesterday, I'm flying to Pittsburgh to sign the papers. Raff, what's your initial thoughts on it?
My first thought was old dad 34's message to us. Is Terry Bradshaw going to let him wear number 12?
No way. That's good, brother.
I saw that text. I just started laughing because I would have to think there'd probably be something freeze over before Terry Bradshaw would let Aaron Rodgers wear the number 12.
Yeah, he's not too fond of Aaron Rodgers. Bradshaw's got kind of grizzly in his old age too a little bit. Some things he'll say, I'm like, TB. Sometimes no comment is a good idea, but he's earned that right. I mean, he's done what he's done on the field, etc. But Raff, overall, besides that, man, which is just your initial thoughts with him coming in?
The first thought that I had was I was kind of surprised actually that they only signed him to a 1-year contract. I was kind of expecting a 2-year contract, just for the fact that, say he comes in and he plays good this year and they get to the playoffs and maybe they win a game or two. And you're like, okay, next year's the year. Well, guess what? You're back to the same song and dance, trying to get him signed again for another year. So I was kind of thinking what they would do is give him a 2-year contract, heavy load it, pay him up front. So if things did fall through this year, you wouldn't be on the hook for a ton of money on the second year. But at least you would know you'd have that stability for 2 years, because right now, the way I look at it is like Pittsburgh will probably have another quarterback next year. And I guess what they're hoping for is maybe that 1-year tutelage from Aaron Rodgers to Will Howard, that maybe Will Howard is what they're thinking maybe for next year. But it's just right now, it's just kind of wild what they've done. I hope that they have a good year for your sake this year, but man, just bringing a quarterback in very first year, it very seldom happens right away. I mean, but they've been confident. You look at Mike Tomlin, he's been confident the whole time that Aaron Rodgers was probably going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. But like we talked about before the break, was how are the teammates going to react to him? Because there was some stuff said in the media, from Pittsburgh players. So it'll be interesting to see how it all comes together.
Bach, what's your initial thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, I think that is a big part of the story too. If this was just like, oh, he signed, and then I think it would kind of be embraced right away. But this was just a long song and dance that just now is the announcement, and just now is it all kind of coming together that he's getting there. I'm just fascinated by it. I didn't really watch a whole lot of Jets games. There wasn't a reason to watch a whole lot of Jets games. Seemed like a lot of like 9-7 games where the offense just wasn't buzzing. So I understand why he didn't do well there, but he threw for 28-11. And a fun fact about Mr. Rodgers there is the only season they won a Super Bowl in Green Bay, he threw for 28-11. So I just wonder if there is enough in the tank still. He's 41 years old, but a 4-time MVP. And then you kind of add it to the Steelers. It always made sense on paper. It's just kind of that who he is off the field.
Right,
and he's kind of been more of a guy that's, they just got George Pickens out of there, which had some more to his personality than anything. And now you bring in another personality into the locker room. It's crazy though. And I wonder, because I just wonder what it's going to mean for his career. Can he kind of get a resurgence here in Pittsburgh? The Giants is going to be a dark spot on his career at one time, and it was partially, I think, projection. But at one time, people were talking about Aaron Rodgers as a top 3 quarterback all time. I think he's kind of fallen a little bit in those ranks because that projection didn't quite pan out to more Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm. A few things that just kind of stuck out to me the most. One, Pittsburgh has done some very un-Pittsburgh things the past 2 years, as far as personnel, etc. Obviously, Pickens is gone now. They shipped him out. And I've said this when it happened, Bach, and Raff would concur on this. And I wish that young man the best, but he was unreliable. He was unreliable. That has been Pittsburgh receivers for a lot of years. And I give Tomlin credit for being able to manage it the best he could in that locker room. Just things, just foolish things that just make it's like, come on, son, really? So just from that aspect of it, Rodgers, and I figured, well, let's put it this way, bringing him in is a major upgrade compared to what we had. I mean, that's a given. We know that already because Rudolph was only like at 28, 9-8-1 in the starts he's had there, 28, I think, touchdowns, 11 turnovers, interceptions, etc. So he's a major upgrade. It's not a knock on Mason Rudolph whatsoever, but Rudolph is a backup. We know that. He's shown that, displayed that in other places as well. And the Raff, to your point, I think he's Rodgers could bring a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom to a young Will Howard, as far as QB. Although that tutelage, Raff, I hope it stays on the field tutelage and not the extracurricular activities. And it's not that the guy's out breaking the law or anything close to that. It's just some of the outland. It's just kind of like, okay, where are you thinking there? However, all that aside, if Rodgers plays like Rodgers is capable of, he takes a lot of heat out of a tired and aging Pittsburgh defense. Because the reality is you got Hayward, who's 33 years old right now. Obviously, we drafted the defensive tackle out of Oregon, the young man, which will be a major stud for Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh defensively was on the field so much the past number of years, man. And Raff, I think, quite honestly, it's aged Watts even more. The number of injuries he's gotten because of the sheer number of snaps that defense has been on the field. So Pittsburgh was constantly going 3 and out, couldn't establish anything. So I think it's going to be, to me, more concerning for me, the Rodgers, you guys, is Arthur Smith, offensive coordinator. Arthur Smith, in my opinion, and Raff, you've heard me say this over and over. If you're a regular listener to The Drive, you've heard me say this. Last year, he was Matt Canada 2.0. There was not much difference in that offense other than, obviously, Russell Wilson playing quarterback. Numbers are very comparable. Obviously, the records are very comparable. One and done. Sneaking in the playoffs like you're on O Street, putting your door in the bus as it's taking off, and you happen to sneak in there, and then you get knocked out right away at the next stop. So my biggest concern, more than Rodgers, is Arthur Smith. Now, I will say this. Arthur Smith is more suited for a guy like Aaron Rodgers. Get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball. So that part, I could see working. Go ahead, Raff.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. It'll be interesting to see, how he deals with that offense. And it's also going to be interesting to see what they decide to do with the tight end, because now today the rumor is they might be trying to trade for maybe a Kyle Pitts. It was Jonnu Smith a couple days ago. Now Kyle Pitts. And then it just gets, I mean, you might get a little bit of drama there in Pittsburgh this year, because the one guy that was steadfast that he was done with Pittsburgh the entire time was Antonio Brown. And he retweeted a thing last night saying that Aaron Rodgers had approached him about maybe coming out of retirement and playing if he went to the Steelers.
I don't want to hear you talk like that. Raff, I literally rubbed my eyes when I woke up this morning and seen that.
I would love to see Hard Knocks in Pittsburgh. It would be awesome.
I think if they came to Pittsburgh and AB was back, Hard Knocks were like, yeah, this is a little too much for us, man. This is a little too hard. Well, I don't know if you guys seen too, where Le'Veon Bell mentioned, hey, I wouldn't mind coming back to Pittsburgh. I'm like, what the heck is this? Next thing you know, Mean Joe Green.
What year is this? What's going on?
I mean,
I love it.
Yeah, you love it because it's not your team.
What's Jerome Bettis up to this week? Heinz Ward?
Get the bus out of the garage. Heinz Ward like coaching his son right now or something like that. It's I'm cautiously, and I say cautiously all capitals, not just a capital C. I mean all the words, the letters, and cautiously. I'm cautiously optimistic. But it's just so many other factors that I worry about. And the key thing, you guys, is this. Now, granted, he wasn't at OTAs, but he is going to obviously be in time for training camp. Raff, what do you think that locker room reception is going to be, especially in light of some of the comments that we've all seen of some of the guys that are currently on that roster in Pittsburgh? How will those fences be mended?
I think that they'll find a way to make it gel. I mean, at the end of the day, look at Mike Tomlin. He's never had a losing season. He knows what he's doing. They're definitely going to have to really to make a conscious effort to make that locker room gel. I just don't think it's one of those walk in and everything's fine. But I think at the end of the day, Tomlin knows, being the coach that he is, that he'll be able to. It'll be water under the bridge, I'm sure, before the season starts.
Buck, if you're on that Pittsburgh roster, and let's say you're a veteran, like a Hayward, who's been there, who's been basically the evangelist for the Steelers for a number of years now. Won some awards, obviously, his community service, the lineage of DNA of Hayward's in Pittsburgh, etc. Obviously, his father playing in the state. If you're one of those elder statesmen and you've been in this league and you've been bounced and you know that your clock is ticking, like all of our clock, but as far as career-wise, what's your words to Rodgers? Who is, first of all, this is not just like some core. This is a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Who's had a success, has won a Super Bowl. He's pursuing something Pittsburgh wants to get back to again as far as that goes. What's your conversation with him?
Yeah, I think it is to mend that whatever that gap has been throughout this process. And it is the thing where now it's in finality, it's done, you move forward. Maybe you didn't like the way he's went about it. He's going to be coming in with a bit of an ego. He's got his own personal career. Mm-hmm. A 4-time MVP, so he's a different type of dude when he walks in that locker room. And I would just kind of say, I don't even know if you would say that's where you kind of get into it, is because he's going to show up on podcasts. He's going to say, things that are going to draw headlines. And so, I don't even know if you want to mention it or if you're Coach Tomlin, or you just kind of say, let's just kind of keep this year focused on Pittsburgh Steelers football. We're here for the year and that's got to be part of the conversation. I like a lot of what the Steelers did this offseason. DK Metcalf we talked about. I think Caleb Johnson is going to be a pick that could be a really good running back, turn out to be there. They got Darius Slay over there on the defensive side of the ball. So they put together, I think, a season worth watching if they can keep everybody on the same page. And so that would be my immediate kind of thing and my goal going into that conversation. I just don't know how you address somebody like that at this point in their career It's not like, oh, I shouldn't go on podcasts. That's a good point. Now I'm not going to, so it's kind of like one of those, how do we kind of delicately bring him in? And you just kind of hope that it's, again, all my conversations would be around, hey, this is football focused. Try to keep this on football while we're here. But you don't want to offend him by, getting into that conversation too much.
You look at
no, go
ahead, brother.
I was just gonna say what, but what solves everything?
Winning.
Exactly.
Winning. And I'm just kind of looking at their roster right now. You look at Calvin Austin, of course, you got Metcalf. They're probably going to bring somebody else, potentially bring somebody else in there as well. You got Freiermuth, a tight end there. There were talks this morning of trying to get Atlanta's tight end there as well, who was obviously played under Arthur Smith. The pieces are definitely there. Warren is now your number one running back. There's no split in time anymore as well. So it's going to be there's some pieces that are there. Like I said, I don't worry about the defense. I think if things go according, even somewhat to plan, you have a quarterback now who gets rid of the ball quickly. All right. I still have some concerns about the offensive line because there's a reason why Russell Wilson was running for his life, and thank God he can run. That's another fear of mine. Rodgers ain't running like Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? That's not his forte. That's not his ability. That's not in his tool belt. So hopefully with these quicker deliveries of passes, slots, 3-yard digs, etc., that'll fit more of his suit, because if the offensive line does not hold up, I don't care if Arthur Smith calls a great game and who do you got receivers? If you don't have time, it's not going to matter. Folks, when we come back, so it's going to be interesting in Pittsburgh, to say the least. Hopefully they do better, my beloved Pirates, because that is not going well. So hopefully they're not looking too much what's going over there at that stadium and focus more at Acrisure Stadium, what's going on over there. When we come back, folks, it's a big recruiting weekend for Nebraska football. We'll list some of those guys that are here actually right now. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry! You won't want to miss this exclusive offer. Deal ends June 13th.
See Club for details.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SauterHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Raff.
Yeah, buddy.
Need some doors. We want to talk about doors. Who is that, my brother?
Oh, Doors. Well, we are proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. Got to pull it up here real quick. You think I'd have it memorized by now, but
right, it's Friday.
It's Friday, exactly. Where'd it go? Come on now.
Rider out here, Bach. Bach is like, dude, I'm struggling. Bach, do you drink coffee?
Less light, please. Less light.
That's why you were turning the lights off during the break.
No, I don't drink coffee though. I just never got a taste for it.
What about even cold coffee?
No, I wouldn't. I haven't even tried that. I don't know.
Bach's like, it's all the time at a coffee shop, but I ain't touching that stuff.
Yeah, right.
All right, everyone. We are proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance, you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hahn and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
More. Bach, what's the bone thing going on this weekend? It's like the Bone Crushers, the Black Shirt, Bone House, Knuckleheads, Knock You Out.
Yeah, it's a big tournament that they've got going, drawing in a bunch of the top recruits from around the nation to the Battle of the Boneyard, and that will be fun. I love kind of seeing these things. We've seen different camps, different ways to draw people in June from different coaching staffs over the years. This is an innovative one that I think could, is bringing a lot of names to Lincoln. And we always say in recruiting, that's the biggest thing is just get people to Lincoln because they're thinking cornfields and that's about it. But once you get them here, like, whoa, this is actually a little football heaven here for us.
Raff, Brock made a good point. Just getting him here. That was something that our recruit, 2027 recruit, Trey Taylor mentioned about the importance of getting guys here to see Lincoln, to see Nebraska, see the facilities, see what's being created. How crucial is this weekend for Nebraska as far as recruiting before we dive into some of the guys that'll be here?
Crucial. I'm not sure if it's so much as crucial, but I'll tell you what, it's very, very genius out of them. Not just the university, but also Huddle. Huddle's holding a symposium conference for all the top recruits on how to best go about their recruitment. So you have a lot of top recruits that are here for that. And then you throw this 7-on-7 tournament that you got going on, the Battle of the Boneyard. And Nebraska fans, you will get to see Trey play. I'm gonna forget his last name. Trey Taylor. You'll get to see Trey Taylor play. The team from Miami picked him up. It's not his normal 7-on-7 team, but for this tournament here, they picked him up. So you'll be able to watch him play down at Memorial Stadium in the 7-on-7. So having all that and combining with Huddle, I mean, it's a great way. I mean, it's a big thanks to Huddle, I guess, because it gives Nebraska a chance to open their doors up to all these recruits that are in town just to check out the campus and check out the facilities that Nebraska has.
I assure you, just 3 blocks to the west of where me and Bach are sitting at right now, 3.5, give or take, the Huddle headquarters. I know that place is spick and span this weekend. Like you mentioned, Raff, Huddle, the orientation is this week. Several of Nebraska's top 20, 27, 28 recruits from around the country will be here, including Trey Taylor. Demir Dezeron, he's a 2027 recruit out of Mission Hills, California. Ahmad Hudson is 6'6", 230 pounds. You also have Jordan Agbonoma from Georgia will be in town, offensive tackle. Kelsey Adams, offensive tackle, 6'5", 260 out of ATL out of Atlanta. Joshua Sam Apple, 6'8", 305 out of Georgia. Mark Matthews will be on town as well. Confirmed 6'6", offensive tackle out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Albert Simeon, 6'3", 265 inside defensive lineman from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Rashid Streets. That name just sounds like a baller. Rashad Streets from North Carolina. Then Jalen Hill, the cornerback out of Bellflower, California, will be in town, and a slew of other guys that'll be in here. There's a lot of them. Like I said, go through all of them. There's quite a few of those guys. But to have Huddle headquartered literally right down the street from Memorial Stadium, that's pretty nice to have at your disposal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I think it's underrated sometimes. I think we just maybe take it for granted. But again, I love going to college football games in cities, across the country, just kind of checking out the landscape and what it looks like. And you got to imagine somebody coming in, especially recruits, like that's the time of their life that they're hyper focused on Huddle, right, and what it can do to help them. And so just to kind of come in, and again, I think that you see that down in the Haymarket, and you see them hosting that event, and Adidas helping out with the event, is you just kind of get this football haven. And that's why Matt Rule said this can be a game changer for him. And I'm interested to see the crowd, kind of what kind of crowd they can get and what kind of event they can make this. But yeah, I do think that that's often, along with open doors. I mean, if you're just kind of into these, kind of these companies that have adjusted well and been a part of what we're seeing college football has been the last 10, 15 years and will be moving forward. That's why I'd like to say Lincoln's a cooler college football town sometimes when we get it credit for.
You know what? It's almost like, when we live here, we're used to it. You go to another city, like my cousin, I go to Pittsburgh, they're not as in tune. That's just Acrisure Stadium. That's just where the Pirates play over there. That's just, we're the same with Memorial Stadium. When I have relatives come down, let's go see the stadium. For what?
I drive by it all the time.
I drive by. But I think Matt Rule and company, and Troy Dannon as well, this entire administration has realized sometimes you can be so busy looking over the fence someplace else and you forget what you got in your own backyard. Valuable resource, like you mentioned, Open Doors, run by 2 former Huskers as well. They understand the landscape of this new collegiate sport as far as marketing and branding and NIL. 1890 right down the road. You figure you got the trifecta. You got Open Doors, 1890, Huddle right over there, and of course the Taj Mahal, the stadium right there. Utilizing those resources, and I think Coach Rule has been very creative and saying, you know what? We got to start tapping what we got right here at home.
Well, and that too, and then I don't know if you haven't seen the Tom Osborne complex now, just like walk by it at any time. Just blinks Husker. It's like a big giant Husker. I call it a heartbeat, but it can be used for like, obviously for out of towners to come in. It just looks like this place cares about college football. This place cares about their tradition, and I know they're going to keep adding to it. And we're going to stadium renovations, all that, and we can't wait to see what the end product is. But just that, and then they have like former retired player or not retired numbers or players. If you won a major awards, they kind of flash that up. And once in a while, it'll be Trev Alberts. You might go boo, but it's just funny. You see like Tommy Frazier and Dominic Sue and just big giant names, and you just think, man, this is just cool. And so again, I just think that that's something too that is as these guys get on campus and they look at that sort of thing, they'd be like, man, this is place. I just keep saying the same words, but it's hard to get away from it. It's just how big of a care factor there is for this program here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Bach, you brought up a lot of good points because not saying all, but there were some, and we all know that there were some who did not embrace the traditions, who didn't pay homage to past players, even coaches as far as that goes. And I'm not talking about just any, knucklehead off the street, a guy like myself. I mean, some of your pillar guys throughout history of Husker football. Now they're doing that. And Raff, to Bach's point, you walk by that place, and I mean, it is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's magnificent, I guess is the word you would use for that. But yeah, it's huge. And like I always said, like even Coach Rule talked about it when he got to Nebraska, he's like, we've always considered ourselves great recruiters, but now we got the N on our sleeve or on our shirt. I go, it's a whole different ballgame. And then when you have like the huddles, in and you're giving these coaches at Nebraska a chance to some of these guys they might be meeting for the first time. It's a chance you're building connections. So I mean, this is a big weekend for Nebraska. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's a show, but I believe it's really big and building inroads for the future.
Absolutely. Cubsker, good morning. You get a good point here, Cubsker. Think about the other thing here, though. Look at all the revenue generated from this. You got a lot of teams in town.
Yeah.
Business, hotels, restaurants making money from the 7-on-7 event. And Cubsker, that's a very valuable point, and it definitely is a money maker. And the ripple effect. You have something like that. There's a lot of mouths to feed. There's a place people need to go to sleep. Your lodging, etc. It is a win across the board for not only the athletic department, for the players, but also for the local establishments surrounding the stadium. So it's going to be a great week. I'm going to obviously be tapping in from online and checking how the turnouts are, etc. But I tell you, that's one thing that of many things that Rule and Company have done. So before we go to break, a quick list of the official visitors this weekend. You got Calvin Obot, who's an offensive tackle, 6'6" out of Fruitland, Idaho. And you got CJ Brunau, who's the cornerback out of Winter Garden, Florida. And then Brian Bonner out of Santa Clarita, California, running back, 6'1", 185. Cameron Wilson is also on his official visit. He's an edge, 6'5", 215 out of Miami, Florida. Kason Thomas, the linebacker out of Sioux City, Iowa, just pretty close to us there. Ryan Merritt, 6'4", 290, also out of Miami, will be here. Luke Sorensen, no relation to Jake Sorensen, 6'4", 230 out of Anaheim, California. That'd be way down the family line of 6'4", 230 for Jake. Hayden Ainsworth, out of Biloxi, Mississippi, 6'5", 285. Rex Waterman, another offensive tackle, 6'5", 295 out of Chandler, Arizona, will be the official ones that are there. So it's, like I said, this is going to be a big weekend for Nebraska football for Matt Rule and company. So I'm excited to keep up with it, man. I'm excited to keep up with it and see what goes on with that. Folks, we will be back with the RG team. Before we go to break real quick, Mississippi Mud Dog, I think you got a great point there, my man. He goes, I think Rodgers will have a good year. I'm biased as a Packers fan. He's a dude. Tomlin's a dude. They'll gel. He goes, but they're losing week 8, though, and they play the Packers week 8. Folks, we'll be right back with the RGT. It's The Drive, 93.7 Ticket.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Make your move fun and easy with the help of Movers and Shakers. Movers and Shakers is homegrown, female-led, and ready to help make your transition to a new space as seamless as possible. They excel at residential and commercial moving jobs, as well as offer home cleanouts and junk removal services. Moving into a new place is stressful enough, so let Movers and Shakers ease the transition. Give them a call today at 712-899-6265 or book your move online at www.moversandShakersNE.com today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Make plans to attend the Nebraska Whiskey Carnival this Saturday at Sideshow Spirits in Lincoln. This unique one-day festival highlights Nebraska distilleries, local vendors, and chill music. A general admission ticket gets you a custom tasting glass and free samples from the distillery booths. Food trucks will be on site to sell food and snacks, and cigars will be available for purchase. Get your tickets today at SideshowSpirits.com. It's the Whiskey Carnival this Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Sideshow Spirits at 16th and P. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. The weekend is here, and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We're going to see a few showers around here for your Friday before we bring in chance for some thunderstorms later on this evening into tonight. We'll get up to 76 for high temperature here today. That chance of thunderstorms will continue overnight. We'll drop down to a low temperature of 60 degrees. And then for your Saturday, 81 with, again, another chance for showers and thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We're back. Man, I can't appreciate you enough, man, because I know you are tired as all get out. And you always bring a different perspective. And you always make me laugh, man, because I can see you right now walking in O'Hare at 12:30 at night.
I didn't tell you the last time I did it. I slept. I planned even worse that time. I slept the night in O'Hare. That's part of the reason I hated what was happening and unfolding again. Was like I said, I'll never do that again. That was one of the worst decisions I've ever made. Yep. And then it was all falling apart right in front of me again. It was about to happen.
O'Hare was like, "Welcome back, buddy." Hey, Raff, have you ever slept in an airport?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Overnight?
I have. Oh yeah, Las Vegas.
Oh gosh. Okay, we'll talk about that off air. And I'm sure, Raff, it wasn't a good night's rest either, was it?
Oh no, horrible. Dallas last year did that one. That was
good.
That was horrible. Gosh, where else?
No good experience. You're coming to recollection.
I've done it in Denver, Chicago, and then one time in New York, and all of them were miserable, and all was weather related. The one in Dallas, the room they had, because I could have caught long story short, if I would have left, there wasn't any place to get a room within 10 miles. And we already got in like at 1 a.m. because we were delayed coming from where the heck we were coming from. And I was just like, you know what? The next flight was like at 5:30. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go 10 miles. I'm not going to sleep good because you can be worried about missing your. But yeah, none of those nights were good sleep, man. And in New York, man, I swear I saw a rat that looked like a small, I don't know. He looked like a small 8th grader. Rat was like, "What's up, dog? You here all night too? Me too, man. But we eating." Raff, what you got for the RG team, my brother?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to the Lincoln Community Foundation. They released their totals from the Give to Lincoln Day that lasted all of last month, basically, ended on the 29th. $9,501,000 and $9,501,701 for the 502 local nonprofits that participated. I just wanted to give a big congratulations to the Lincoln Community Foundation for putting everything together the way that they did and doing such a great thing for the city of Lincoln, Nebraska. So Lincoln Community Foundation, you guys are Raff's Good Take.
Raff, I couldn't agree with you more, man. Big shout out to Lincoln Community Foundation. They do so much good, Bach, and they match the investments to go out throughout the community with these awesome and more than deserving organizations that do so much for the people here in Lincoln. And I'm disappointed because I'm on the board for Lincoln Community Foundation, but because their board meetings are at the same time as the radio, I just get debriefed on what's going on. I know we got a retreat coming up I'm going to try to make as well, depending on my travel schedule, but they do so much good at the Lincoln Community Foundation and all the nonprofits. So, Raff, I concur with you on that, man. Well done on that. The ADI2 adjustment is this. I posted this on Twitter earlier this morning. It is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I always like to talk about it on a regular, but I've put on here, I've had days where just getting out of bed was my biggest accomplishment, folks. When I lost my father, my mother, my brother, my cousin, I can go on and on, unfortunately, down that list. There were days, literally, it was hard to go to bed at night because you were thinking about it. There were mornings it was hard to get up because it wasn't a nightmare, it was reality. So just getting out of bed was an accomplishment. a lot of days. And I've had nights when sleep wouldn't come because the anxiety and grief, folks, it felt like a weighted blanket to where it paralyzed you at time. But you know what? No matter what your progress looks like for you today, remember, it's your progress and no one else's. Don't compare yourself to someone else's progress or lack thereof, because everyone's situation is different. But your biggest victory is realizing and looking back. Don't look at the gap, look at the gain. Don't look at the gap, look at the gain. If you did one thing different today in a positive way, that is a gain. So, Bach, if you sleep 20 minutes tonight, that's going to be a gain.
It's going to help out. All right.
Raff, take us home, my man.
All right. So before we leave today, I just got to ask you one question, AD. When do you order the Aaron Rodgers jersey?
I thought you were going to ask me something about flying, because I'm already getting texts about ready to check in for your flight at 1:50. I'm like, man, please don't be messed up. You know, Raff, I didn't even get to wear the Russell Wilson t-shirt that DP got me, man. I think that was going to be something I'll just wear kind of as a fun gift or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know, Rav. I'm probably going to let that one just kind of see what happens. Let it marinate.
All right, everyone. AD, safe travels today. Everyone else, have a great weekend. Be nice to each other, and we will talk to you on Monday.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety.
You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit,